No, it's flat. Yeah.
Horizontal and vertical. Level is it's not curved at all, is it?
No, it's flat.
Can't have a curve in it.
Can't be curved, no, it's flat.
Brilliant. Cheers, mate.
All right. No, it's flat.
So the water level in the canal,
Yeah.
horizontal, right?
Yeah, so, yeah.
Because like it
That's
goes.
what the lock does. The lock changes the level, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So in theory, from one lock to the next, the water level should be the same.
So, like here, the canal goes from Liverpool Locks all the way to Happy Bridge.
Yeah.
27 miles.
Yeah.
One level. No locks.
Oh, no locks?
There's no locks from Liverpool all the way. This is the south.
If there's no locks, in theory, it should be level.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your water should spill out of it.
I know. Horizontal, right?
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, cheers, mate.
Well, this might stem back to when we say the Earth is flat instead of saying, well, the ocean is flat. And since the ocean is perfectly level, then that means that the dirt that goes up and above it and below it, obviously it must be on a plane, right? I mean, that might be part of the problem.
Yeah. Hey, Nathan, what's up?
I just wanted to commend you because I was spamming the chat saying, how can it be misrepresenting a position when it's unedited? These two things are in contradiction, and you eventually got to it, which I was very pleased about. So, yeah, well done.
Yeah, but the guy just contradicted himself non-stop. That's all he did.
Yeah, I was saying it in the chat as well. The bottom line here is obvious to me, and it should be obvious to everybody. Yeah. What the guy said, unedited, without claims of misrepresentation, which are obviously absurd, it undermines Bev's entire unique selling point, which is being a not flat earther. So when you ask a surveyor and he says it's just flat, that undermines everything Bev does. That's why he copyright strike Michael. There's no other reason. That's it.
Exactly.
It's not about the 25 cents. It's not about the principle of theft. But he's right. I just wanted to get that in. Don't disagree with him. He's got every right to copyright strike. You didn't. I have. I've taken his material. I've got that video. But I edited in Ashton's at the bottom and repeated sections of it and obviously hacked it up and made my point with it. That's probably why he wanted to bring my name into it, because he can have that point on me, but he can't have it on you. He can't have it both ways. He can't have you on, you're misrepresenting me, and it's unedited.
Yeah,
So
well, I'm glad it turned out that way, Nathan. You know, I'm glad I didn't edit it now.
Yeah, because he can't have you over a barrel going, you're misrepresenting it. Because if he did it to me, if I was in this conversation when he was here, well, you hacked it up. Yeah, I'd have had to, or you'd have copyright strike me, wouldn't you, you bastard? Because that's the situation. Between a rock and a hard place. You don't edit it, and he's going to copyright strike you. You edit it. Oh, you're misrepresenting what he said, because what he said undermines Bev. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
But you'd agree with me when I say it's just childish just to copyright strike people for content. I mean, how much content do people use from you, Nathan? Daily basis.
No,
I mean, have you gone around and copyright strike everybody?
Yeah, but do you know what?
With this.
Do you know what?
No, you're finally losing battle. Bev's only winning point is that he has been infringed upon as far as copyright is concerned. He's right. So that's what he's going to fight. And every time you try and get him over about the not flat aspect of a man saying it's flat, he's going to take it to, I was defrauded, I was stolen from, because he's right. So that's where he's going to take it every time.
Do you know
with me, he hasn't got that. So with me, it would be you misrepresented me. Yeah. With you, you stole from me, because it's being undermined.
But it even tried to twist it round and try and blame me that I got strike because I told him where I got it from.
It's a kind of loose definition of stole, isn't it? To say that that's stealing. It's crazy. It's crazy. Something that's put on the public domain.
Problem was, we're running round in Nathan's chat saying I'd been onto his Discord and pinched it, which I was like, no, I hadn't. It's on your channel.
No. See what I mean? He is disingenuous. I mean, we all know that.
Well, I see Nathan lives rent-free in his head, that's for sure.
Oh, that's true.
Nathan's got many abodes.
Well, my disdain towards him in your chat today was because of how he behaves in my chat, because he is obsessed with me. I don't go and watch Bev. I don't think I've ever watched a Bev show. So I'm not interested in him. But he comes to my chat, argues the toss with me, and when he loses, he starts to infer that I'm somehow unstable or obsessed with him. Like, all right, is that how you want to play it? I'll do that while you're fighting your very, very sketchy battle in Flatzoids and getting all aggressive, getting all angry, very much seeming unstable because your position's being undermined. I'll point it out when it's actually happening, Bev. So, yeah, thanks for your comments in my chat.
But I love how
somehow unstable when I win. I'll just do the same back to you, but I'm just much better at it than you because you'll be actually seeming unstable when I do it like you did here. So, no worries, mate. Glad to return the favour.
Very unstable.
But I love about how confident he was coming in. I think he's actually going to do something.
Yeah.
This is damage control.
Maybe he thought we were going to feel sorry for him.
It's just damage control. That's all it is.
There was a few simps in chat like saying we ganged up on him, but that's not what happened. It was just people came in bit by bit, and the link was there. It wasn't for people to gang up on him. It's just what happened. He was talking crap, wasn't he? So people have got to say their bit.
Crazy.
Everyone's got a place here, and Bev's place is now, because this opposition is what we have been waiting for in 2024, right? Earth's measured flat. We can show how it's measured flat. You've done it all evening with him, and all he's done is denied it. And when you get to the crux of how it is absolutely unequivocally measured flat, he will take the example and say that shows how it's not flat. So this is Bev's
it's just denial.
It's just denial. This is it. Bracing against the actual measurements of Earth as a flat plane is Bev's moment in this arena. This is his time. Now, if you can indulge Bev, you'll watch him fall apart at the seams. That's what's starting to happen.
Yeah.
It does seem that way.
I think that's all he has at the end of the day. Because he can't, like I said, he doesn't want to go further. He understands level, it's horizontal, but he doesn't want to say, okay, because it's horizontal, he just doesn't want to do that. And that's why he's stuck in the hole he is today. Because he's trying to stay as a fence sitter. And that's just going to bite him in the ass.
No, it's not a fence sitter. He's decided to carve out his own unique selling point. And his unique selling point is not flat. Like I say, the surveyor flew in the face of everything he stands for. So that's what he's got as a unique selling point. And it's crap. It's rubbish. It's wrong. Yeah? He's got one little semantical jab that he can get in there, and that's about it. Well, that's what his argument's reduced to. That's it. Because of what the surveyor was supposed to be saying based on the question Bev asked about vertical. That's how he's trying to spin this. It's pathetic.
Yeah, but I mean, what he asked him is just literally on the surface level. That's why I said when you take it down to the nitty-gritty and you actually break it down, by proxy, yes, he's a planar surveyor that measures flat, even though he wasn't meaning it the way, because Bev's saying it just based on the vertical, it still makes it flat because by proxy he's conceding, yeah, I'm measuring it flat.
People keep telling me about people around other forums that I'm not particularly participating in, like Facebook and Twitter and various other TikTok, other stuff like that, where there are people in the comments taking this vibe. Now, I'm not going to take all credit, but it is all down to me. Earth being measured flat as your opening line, your opener, your front foot forward declaration of how Earth is dealt with. This garbage with Bev is just a blip in the road. Means nothing. Because all his rantings and ravings and falling apart at the seams are only because it destroys his unique selling point. All he's had. Now, before this, it was destroyed when he started saying you can do nothing with an angle, because the elevation angle argument works just as well as this surveying argument, if not better, because there are no elevation changes to describe full stop. Whereas in surveying, his argument is, well, all they're doing is describing elevation changes with respect to the flat Earth, therefore not flat. Crap, useless. Bev will disappear. He'll just fade out into obscurity. And the people who've followed him in his footsteps with, you could do F4 with an angle, have ended up looking really stupid and then turned their back on Bev. He told me personally they'd turned, I haven't seen them around. No shit. Of course you haven't seen them around. They've repeated your stupid nonsense and been humiliated with it. Now, in a couple of weeks, when people start showing people like they are in all these comments and TikToks and Facebooks and YouTubes and all the rest of these comments, saying, no, it's just measured flat. Like the surveyor said. That's what the people in our arena have started doing. And it's empowering. I've seen it. people who have stopped being aggressively defending their position in comments just laugh at the commenter. No, it's just measured flat. Because it is.
Yeah, exactly. And like Michael even said, he's bringing out a video soon that's got a whole bunch of the survey saying it's measured flat. So what the hell?
I think he said, Dave, give me a bad headache. Can we never listen to him again, please? You don't have to, Dave, no.
I mean,
I think it's funny.
This is a show about Bev, but Bev's a blip on the radar, not in the road. A blip on the radar. This will fade into obscurity. His obsession with you and I is his own. And, Bev is inconsequential to me. What I do want off the back of this is for people to realise what you did with him. In terms of showing him, look, this is how it's measured, this is how it must work. For these vertical lines to be parallel with one another, Earth's got to be flat. And you just took him through it. It was really simple. And all he could do is say, did you say this is reality? No, this is a diagrammatical example of how your principle works and applies to an Earth that's measured flat. It's really obvious to everyone watching. And know that if you're watching. This blip on the radar that Bev's trying to do because we destroy his unique selling point. Ignore it. No, it's measured flat. Take that and be empowered by it because everyone else is. I'm watching it happen before my very eyes. And it is elating. It's so delightful to see.
Yeah, that's it. But that's why I just took his own arguments and laid it out to him on paint and showed why his arguments shows it's flat.
Yeah. This is why the truth set you free.
It's almost too simple. That's why people are bracing against it. They can't quite fathom how simple this argument really is. It's just measured flat. Here it is. Look how it's measured. There it is, flat. Well, that's not the ground.
Well, you've never used the auto level, Nathan. So how do you know? Oh man, crazy. And the sad thing is, I mean, when I was with him when he got his auto level, I was with him on his lives while he was doing all this stuff. Does he just seem to ignore that? Like, hello, watched him set it up and everything, explained to him the perspective behind it, everything. It's literally just gone. But yeah, that's crazy. I guess I have to go to bed. I have to almost get up in a few hours for exercise again.
Yeah.
I must say it was awesome last night to have a bit of a relax. I needed it.
Yeah, of course, definitely. You have looked tired the past few shows.
It's all the thing is, I work hard at work as well, and I work overtime, and then I come in and there's rush like this, and there's the exercise in the mornings, and there's that editing, doing that. It's like I just don't get rest.
It's non-stop, bro.
Sometimes a person just needs R&R.
I remember that time. I remember when I was working part-time delivering groceries and doing my YouTube, and I couldn't sustain myself on just the YouTube. I had to work. There was no two ways about it, and I was pedaling as fast as I could in two jobs. It's basically because I was YouTubing and doing my job. Crappy part-time job it was. But I had to. That's the only way you can branch into doing YouTube full-time. And you're making the difference, man. You're growing. You should be keeping an eye on your statistics and seeing the way that needle's going.
It's going up, yeah. Especially since I started putting so much restriction on the trolls. It's really been helping.
Definitely.
Oh, really?
Definitely.
Yeah. Why has that been happening? I know you
because
said you went to bed, but
because I really had a big influx of trolls on my channel. So I said, it's stuff this because people are leaving my channel because of these trolls. They feel it's, they just get attacked if they just leave a comment. You've seen this. It's like just 30 people just attacking a guy who just says, "Oh, great video," or whatever. And I keep getting people leaving my channel because of that. They say it's just too hostile. So I ended up changing my comment section to allow for review. So now I review all the comments before I let them through, and they hate it. You must see all the hate comments I get that I just don't let through. It's like the things they call me.
Yeah, Terry Eicher put a video up once, didn't he? It was when the YouTube changed that thing, didn't it? Terry Eicher put out a video saying that there's this new setting on YouTube that you can filter anything going to your comment section through the creator first. So Flats can let through whatever comment he likes. So you can see which are trollers' comments, so you can just leave them out, sort of thing. I was glad I spotted that day and
because look, one thing that does go. I mean, I used to get like over 1,000 comments on a video, but it was 95% just trolls. Now I get maybe 20, 30 comments, and they're all nice comments because the trolls can't comment anymore. It just goes through to the bin, and I accept it or not. Simple as that.
Yeah.
So now the people actually feel that they're not getting hostily attacked every time they leave a comment.
I think it was a worth it upgrade on YouTube's part, definitely. It's definitely going to help some channels, especially when these channels do get trolls, as you know.
And then now we get the anti-flat earth guys, guys crying, "Oh, you're just an echo chamber," and then I go.
You put the link. You put the link in your chat. People can just come in, right? Like I've just done.
Yeah,
this
they can come in and chat.
Isn't it? Have I been here before? I don't think I have. Not in this format.
No, I think long ago. But I mean, yeah, they can easily come in. I mean, every time I stream, I have our Element link up as well for the people say, come. More than happy to. But we usually get the people like this Haley's Corner. No, you guys just let me in. It's echo chamber. Okay, here's the link. No, I don't know anything about surveying, so I'm not coming in. Like, okay.
Yeah, there's always some excuse. But ultimately, you are leaving the door open. So what else can you do?
Yeah, exactly.
I
see that. Adam's been in a few times. He's quite a regular. There's the link, Adam. I think we'll probably only just go on for another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
He always comes at the end, though.
I was just about to say, he always comes at the last minute, just before.
But you know how nice it is to sit up here, guys. This is the first time I'm actually got my studio set up here. It's so much better.
Yeah, I've seen the picture. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
Oh, no, I can't. So I actually got also, okay, it's difficult to do this now, but
nice.
It actually works.
Nice.
It's much easier than setting up, because at the moment, every night I was setting up there by the couch, by the TV. That was insane.
Cool.
Because now at least I don't have to set up. It's already set up.
So you got your spot now. It's all ready to go.
Oh, it's much better.
I have to set my lounge up every single day, so it takes me about 20 minutes to unfold lights, unfold cameras, unfold mics, pull out the stream deck, pull out the.
People don't realize how much work it is to set up before stream. Actually, if you have to do that.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. But I was hoping, because you were about to close out and you're now saying you're going to go a little bit longer, which I'm so chuffed about, because obviously your audience, as much as there is some crossover, isn't my audience. And I'm hoping, because I do keep abreast of what you do, that you're banging the same drum, but whether or not that's sort of sunk into the audience or not, I don't know, because I'm not paying that much attention to what's going on your channel. Which is to say, at least over on Flat Earth Debate, our sentiment currently and in 2024 has been to relinquish this notion of arguing why the globe doesn't work on the front foot as your opener, and starting with showing, as Flatzoid did with Bev, how Earth is measured flat. Now we've taken it one step further, which is to say that we're now showing how a globe believer's claim of a globe Earth utilizes a flat Earth as its genesis, the starting points of flat Earth measurement. Well, I'm not suggesting that your audience do that, but do take some empowerment for what you've seen here tonight. Earth is measured flat. It's demonstratable. It's easy to show. It's not complicated. I mean, my bag is more elevation angles. Maybe you're more into surveying, or that just might be because Bev's here. It doesn't matter. In every single respect, every quantifiable way, every measurable thing you can do to Earth to reference it is flat. That is a fact. Exactly. And all the globe claims that have ever come into fruition that have been posed to you as a globe proof-see had their genesis in a flat Earth measurement, mostly radial value, minimum elevation angle measurement of a flat plane to Polaris. Latitude, same thing. All of those systems are what we deal with on a daily basis when we measure and navigate Earth. And I want your audience to be empowered with it, like I'm trying to empower my own with it.
But even like we spoke the other night about Aristophanes.
Exactly.
Was the same thing. We had to explain how Aristophanes was based off of a flat Earth. It's the only way they could get what they got. I mean, we actually do this quite often.
Well, exactly. That's advanced level, though, isn't it? What? I'm not trying to appeal to you guys as much as that might seem rude, and just appeal to your audience in that regard, but via you as a conduit, which is, yeah, I appreciate that you'll be taking examples like Aristophanes or Al-Biruni, another way of deriving radial value. He does it the same way the Earth curve calculator does it. It's the differential between surface level, which is what he measures to get the height of the mountain, and eye level. Well, that's a flat Earth. The parallel eye level with surface level to get the differential in the calculation is advanced argumentation that I wouldn't expect any audience member to necessarily take part in. But if you just know the genesis of these claimed to be proofs of a globe are always, without exception, taken from a flat Earth measurement. There's no exception. If you know that, without knowing how to defeat an Al-Biruni claim or knowing how to take an Aristophanes claim to the flat Earth it uses, if you know just from the outset, once you come to a show like this or a show like mine or any other flat Earth show, hopefully in a year or two's time, all they're talking about is how Earth's measured flat, because it is. And if you come as a newbie and the first thing you're hearing about flat Earth is how it's measured flat, as opposed to how the globe orbital motion doesn't work and we're spinning through space or not, that's all you hear. You're hearing globe, 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 rather than it's Earth, it's flat. That's how we measure it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why we like to break it down as simple as possible, because the people need to hear it from a fundamental way. If they're going to get too bombarded with too much information when they get into it, it's going to be too difficult to process, and then they end up just going away, kind of thing. But if you make it very simple, it's like aha moment kind of thing. That's when you get them.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a psyop. It just has to be easily understood.
It seems like a psyop when everyone's talking about how the globe doesn't work. So all you get in flat Earth information and flat Earth arenas is essentially an advanced study of heliocentrism so that you can pick flaw in it. You're like, how does that prove Earth's flat? But that's all we've been doing for 10 years. It's like, isn't it about time we just took a bit of pride in what Earth really is and start saying that first? Earth's measured flat.
Fundamentals are the key, aren't they? And I think up until this point, evening by the way,
hello.
Up until this point, being able to confidently state those fundamentals that allow us to start the conversation with the Earth is measured and observably flat. Yeah, that is the seed change that we've not been able to do confidently moving forward. We've been confident in addressing anti-ball rhetoric because it's nonsense, and we've developed that over the years. But I think the thing you're talking about, and the thing I like, is moving forward. And that's not to say don't discuss and don't destroy the ball, but to confidently state that the Earth is measured flat is a great thing to begin a conversation with.
Yeah, because I was kind of decided to not entertain the trolls anymore because they like leeching off of us. You know what I mean? Like Rachie these days is like trying her best to get my attention with everything, and it's all I do is I just ignore. It's like, you're just stupid, so why must I even rebut it anymore? It's been rebutted 20 times to you, like in the last few weeks. I mean, just even where's Wally? And where they're trying to say with the gas press out containment while literally showing containment the whole time. Why must we rebut it? We just say, okay, when are we getting it without containment? That's all. So I don't even waste my time even making videos on them anymore because they're literally just, they fodder sitting there by the toilet bowl, in my opinion, and I don't even need to give them the time of day because they need us to leech for content.
We discussed that today. They're parasitic in terms of their need for us. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Why would you spend time with them? However, because I do this full time, that's what I obviously pay attention to all day, every day, comments included. And when it comes to people like McToon, I kid you not, I count off their failure to respond. It's been detailed recently by a guy called Deception Detective as non-responsive. That's what I now write underneath when they don't address anything in the video, or they say something to the effect of, "This is easily refuted," non-responsive. What I do with Toon, so Toon is another guy that's pretty obsessed with me. And when he comes to my comments on my chat and tells me about his challenge, 10K challenge, I have told him 88 times to Toon, because of comments, that his challenge requires angles that are measured and can only be measured off a flat plane. Or to put it another way, just to reiterate this point as you're about to round out shortly, I'm sure, his genesis for his challenge is a flat earth measurement of angles. They're right there in his challenge. And I've told him that 88 times, and I can rattle that off, can't I, to you now? Right.
That's very easy.
You can't do that. You haven't got time. I understand why you use that feature. Me, I get it. The first thing I do when I open my eyes is I go to the iPad and go, oh, what have the trolls said? And I get thousands of comments, as I'm sure you can imagine. I just go through them all. I literally read every comment.
Wow.
Yep. But I mean, look at this today. I'm just trying to open that quickly. I can read. This is Where's Wally.
You read every one? Wow.
Where's Wally?
This is Where's Wally, guys. This is what I mean. This is how stupid it is. Okay. This is where they start off. Gas pressure in the atmosphere does not require a container. The gas is constrained by the ground beneath. That's a container, by the way, that's open.
Wow.
All the sides of the gas is beside, okay, and the top pressure is constrained by the column of air above. Note, gas doesn't have columns. And note as you go higher that the column gets shorter and therefore gas gets lighter and constrains less pressure. Tell us, where is the container? You say it exists and yet we can see it. This is what I said. Last time I checked, the atmosphere is a gas, and that requires containment. Maybe you're forgetting the argument here. Gas pressure without containment? Question mark. Notice how all you do is demonstrate with containment. Nice try to reverse the burden of proof. That's it. That's all I need to say. Okay, and it goes on.
It's not strictly true. He didn't demonstrate it with containment. He just begged the question. So what he's doing...
No, but you don't know the content. But you don't know the context of this. This was because they trying to show gas is measured now. It has weight. But they're using containers to measure the weight of the gas.
Okay, so there's a prior example that does require containment. Okay. I mean, typically it's just gas doesn't require containment, and then they point at the sky, which in isolation is what he's doing here.
Exactly.
But it's a delta X argument. It's just appealing to gas pressure gradients.
That's exactly that. Well, anyway, then he goes, is it though? Well, is it also a violation?
There was more, wasn't there? They invoked a new law of physics with regards to gas pressure. So, as we understand it, you can't have gas pressure without containment. He invokes gas pressure with constraint, is what I heard.
Yeah.
Or they're claiming that because there's a difference in the pressure as you rise or lower, that makes it not possible that it's that way. And it's like, well, how do you figure? It's like there's density and buoyancy, and it's the fight between the two that causes that.
Okay, well,
no. A gas pressure differential is not a justification for the invocation. I hate Sandwich City of constrainment being something that applies to gas behavior. Don't move past that nonsense. Yeah, their constrainment will be the downward effect, or to the center of mass effect of gravity on the kinetic energy of a gas molecule.
Just to interject, and I'm not decrying Adam, beautiful explanation. However, so did you say down, like towards?
That's what they get.
I did, didn't I? Instantly corrected myself to the center of mass.
Adam now knows what's coming. Don't steal my thunder. So, if we're going to be describing this gas pressure gradient, it's detailed in terms of its altitude with respect to sea level. You don't have up and down on a globe Earth. So when detailing oxymoronic sphere-shaped air, as Where's Wally's done, atmosphere, air, that's gases, sphere, that's a shape. No, gases take the shape of their containment. However, in spite of his oxymoronic description of atmospheric dispersion, the dispersion will be described with respect to sea level. That is how it's described. Right. To put it another way, it has its genesis in a flat Earth measurement. So does gravity. Adam spotted it after. Adam's now in the boat I was in 2 weeks ago, where John, refracted curvature, kept getting to these before I did. And now Adam spotted it because he's like, don't let them loose on this nonsense about the elastic collisions and dispersion in all directions when they've got gas go down, go boom, boom. Go down with respect to a flat Earth. Just to make that
because
clear.
it comes from level.
Yeah, sea level.
There you go. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So you're going to need a flat Earth for this. So on the front foot, just to make my example so strong now that Adam's done this, and I bet he's kicking himself and biting his tongue right now. Thanks, Adam. Is to say that on the front foot, you wouldn't allude to anything globular. You just say, well, the dispersion of gases that we experience in our everyday life are described with respect to a flat Earth. No globe, no vacuum of space that we don't have, no mention of anything, just the fact that we measure the gases with respect to sea level. Yeah, that's how we describe them. That's how they are measured, because Earth is measured flat.
But just to add to that, if you're going to take that route, then you could also say yes with respect to down, but down has to be with regards to reference to a flat plane in of itself at this point, as opposed to when I was in global mode, say to a center of mass. The down, particularly with any kind of concentration gradient, is with regards to a flat baseline.
Exactly, it's a vertical vector. That's why I said it also applies to gravity. I'm glad you clarified that, because I forgot to strap that on the end, Adam. So brilliant. You've got both sides of what he's pointed out. If he's going to allude to gravity, you're going to need a flat Earth for that.
But don't worry. But it gets even worse, though, guys. That's what I'm saying. So he says, though, it's also a violation of natural law to have something with mass go up. So a balloon doesn't go up, guys.
Wait, what?
No, stop. Up, with respect, that's a vertical orientation, a vector. That's with respect to horizontal. That's a flat Earth requirement. You're going to detail this direction, this orientation, or vertical vector with respect to a horizontal plane of reference every time. It is done that way. Earth is measured flat to do this description for their gravity.
Yeah, exactly, because that gives directionality, which requires
orientation with respect to a horizontal plane. What horizontal plane? The ground you're referencing to give it a direction of up in this example that he's denying, but that's not the point. The point is Earth's measured flat.
Yep. But he says, and not down when supported. Gas going up is a violation of natural law. What goes up must come down.
Wait, what?
Yeah. And then he says, so to be pedantic, a cubic meter of atmosphere on the ground is contained by the ground below. Yep, flat Earth, well done. Same pressure cubic meters of the air beside it and the cubic meter of air above it that is held by another cubic meter of air above that. This is all I said. It's homogeneous. It's unbonded. Gas can't hold gas. Try again. And then I said, gas going up is gas behavior, as gas fundamentally moves constantly in all directions. Up is one of those directions. This is just all that. And then they just, with respect to a flat plane. So yeah, we have to start saying that.
Yeah, he's trying to invoke that 1 cubic meter of gas can contain another. No, they'll disperse based on gas behavior.
Yeah, gas is anisotropic and inhomogeneous, and it disperses into whatever volume it has. So when you describe it as a column, as he is, it's essentially a less embarrassing way of saying gas goes down. There's a column of air pressing, that's down, on the meter of gas below it. No, there's not a box of air going down, go boom, boom, like a box of bouncy balls. All goes in all directions, all vectors at all times. And it only changes direction if it collides with something. That would be another gas particle or the walls of the container. That's what it has to form pressure. It's an antecedent consequent relationship. They want to say, without saying it, gas goes down like bouncy balls. What goes up must come down applies to solids in air. Gas isn't bouncy balls.
Yeah, exactly. They don't know what gas behavior is. And then it just gets worse from this. They just say pressure gradient, the normal argument. And they say, yeah, that's delta. And then they just hand wave dismiss. That's about it.
I'm just going to do it again. As soon as they say pressure gradient, I'm going to retrain you all, and you're going to hate me for it at the end of the year.
Yeah.
No, gradient with respect to what?
Level.
Level, sea level. Just forget about
That's a good
the
point.
pressure dispersion thing. We've been doing it for 5 years. Everyone knows space is fake. Even if you don't know it's fake because of the second law of thermodynamics violation, you know it's fake because of all the fake footage and fake moon landing. Most people know it's fake. So let's start proving Earth's flat. Now, we can always, as Adam would just allude to 10 minutes ago, fall back on the fact that we are now all heliocentric experts. But so long as we keep it in the forefront of our mind to look for that angle, no pun intended, to prove Earth's measured flat, because it's definitive to anybody who's listening. I'm not saying don't get into the wrangle-dangle, and I'm not saying don't flex your muscles when it comes to your advanced knowledge of heliocentrism, and indeed turning that advanced heliocentric knowledge into a flat Earth proof with the measurements they need to quote refracted curvature. You guys need a flat Earth more than we do, end quote, refracted curvature.
That's actually very true.
Yeah, I was going to say that is funny, and it's actually true too.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do anything of the globe without having flat Earth first.
Yep.
Nothing. Guys, is nothing.
Exactly. That's the attitude I want to instill in all the audiences that come to flat Earth. You know, moving into 2024, know it's flat, and that's how it's measured. And all claims that come from anything to do with Earth, regardless of what they're inferring in shape, will have their genesis in a flat Earth measurement, because that's how it is. That's how it is actually measured. Flat. Earth is flat.
It's a new way of teasing them, isn't it? As we used to say, you're going to need R for that. You're actually going to have to say you're going to have to reference a flat plane for that. And that's the reality of the foundations of all their claims. Yeah. They have to reference, even with something as basic as up and down, and that's in reference to a flat plane.
The list goes on. Orbital motion. Okay, what's orbital motion? It's a derivation of a radial value taken from a flat plane with elevation angle measurements to Polaris. Or you could imply that Al-Biruni was the predecessor, therefore Kepler used him. It doesn't matter. Both utilize a flat Earth measurement. It might be surface level. It might be the surface that you're using for the angle to Polaris. In either event, you're measuring R off a flat plane and then taking that radial value and making it spherical. But the measurement starts in a flat plane. That means all gravity claims, orbital motion claims, sphere Earth, full stop claims start with a flat Earth measurement. And the measurement is the arbiter of everything in this debate. Because once you've measured it, there's no question about what it is anymore. That's why some people are bracing against this argument, because it seems too good to be true. It isn't. Where you believed it was flat, in your heart, with your proof C's, now know it's flat, because that's how it's measured.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing to actually be pushing, because if the people understand that basic fundamental, that the globe has nothing to go by, because anything they're going to bring up, we just say, oh, thanks, so you need a flat Earth. Okay.
Now it makes more sense why Mick West would dodge the question about where he got the R value, because without realizing it had a lot more weight for someone like Mick West when I asked him. Because where he gets the R value from isn't what I was trying to leech out of him, which is it was assumed, which is what he eventually disclaimed. Hooray, we all cheered. He's admitted they just assume Earth's a sphere. Hooray. No, they didn't. No, they measured a flat Earth to get that R value measurement, because they got to measure it somewhere, and they did off a flat Earth.
Exactly.
That's the devastating truth. We just never knew it. We just never realized how devastating it was.
But yeah, Mick West, yeah, he's definitely trying to hide something. But that's why he keeps making us. That's why I made that straw man flat Earth model on his side, because he knows.
It's got surface level in it.
But when are we going to actually get the people to change their maths a bit to have angular size change?
They can't. The differential between eye level and surface level is what gives you the point below surface level labeled X horizon that they infer is Earth curve. To derive that position in geometry, you require a measurement of a flat Earth. That's surface level in Earth curve maths. And the derivation, you can get that X point marked with horizon by utilizing an elevated position with a parallel line to surface level. That's called eye level. It's right there in his maths, labelled surface level. It's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's very telling. Oh, yeah, sorry, guys. I think I'm going to have to end it, Joe. But it was a good show, though.
Yeah, it was.
Can I call you audience to
for the
action?
Bev part.
As you're rounding out, can I do a call to action?
Yeah. Please do.
Sorry, I was treading on someone else. Scoot, go ahead, whoever I was treading on. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. I think Jeff just said something like, what did you say, Jeff?
I said all the show was great, all except for the Bev part.
Yeah, I think
I actually
I'm
really
glad
enjoyed
he
the Bev
came
part.
on.
I enjoyed it because I watched Bev come apart at the seams. I've experienced it firsthand and verbally, personally with him yesterday or the day before, I forget which. And watching it even get worse and him falling apart at the seams because he's got an undermined position now. And it's been made worse by his own actions, copyright striking. He's brought it to the forefront of everyone's attention, in spite of him being in the right as far as the copyright claim. It didn't matter, did it? Because everyone's attention's now been drawn to why would he want a copyright strike something worth 25p?
Exactly.
And it's because it undermines his position. But I want to do a call to action. I've said it 3 times and I'm going to reiterate it again. Yeah, this is the most empowering time since I've been in this subject. I've been here 10 years almost. And in that entire time, I cannot think of a single thing that is more empowering than the statements we're currently making in 2024. The Earth is measured flat. And as an audience, I hope you can round out on that note, which is to say, go forth and tell people that. If you're going to engage in this discussion, start on the front foot by telling people how Earth is dealt with. It is flat.
Definitely. Thank you, LJ, for your $2 super chat. Really appreciate it. It says, Globy's getting smacked by cognitive dissonance. That is so true. It's good to see you, LJ. Thank you for coming. But yeah, that's a true statement. I think it's something we have to push quite hectic into people. Without a flat Earth, you wouldn't have your globe Earth.
Right.
I would ask yourself why, when we can make that statement, there are people trying to confuse others with just what the word flat means and why that's their raison d'etre, what's their special niche.
Semantics.
And that's important. But to create confusion with regards to semantics as seems to be the apparent thing that's happening to me. And I'd ask why, when we're at the position to make positive affirmations at the beginning of a discussion, something we've never been, that what's now being thrown at us isn't what the meaning of science is and its validation, is what the meaning of flat means. Yeah, that's fundamentally worrying, considering the strong position we're in and the position we should move forward with. It's very telling, yeah, that actually what they've got to attack us with is that. And with that in mind, move forwards, because they're bloody scared. All you can challenge once we confirm how we measure things flat and how everything's referenced to a flat plane of reference. What's left? Challenge the definition of the term flat, which is something we've seen on Flat Earth Debate. Yeah, all they've got is try to mix adverbs and synonyms and multiple synonyms of the term flat to add confusion to a very destructive argument we've got, and a very powerful.
Yeah, you see, this is why they love to try and confuse the people and say you can have a flat wall, but the wall's not horizontal, so that means it's not level. You understand? That's what they try and do, because they try and use word games to try and confuse the people. And I've seen that's one of their latest tactics, which is really, yeah, if you're not paying attention to what they're saying, people are just going to like, yeah, you understand. And then they're not going to realize, no, it's just, you're just being dishonest.
Well, you can't have vertical without horizontal.
Nope.
So it makes no odds. They've tried it with us when it comes to celestial navigation. Dodge the issue by taking zenith angles. You're like, it won't help you. You're trying to find the position below that star, away from you on a flat plane. That's how it works. You're never going to get away from it. That's how Earth is.
Yeah, and I mean, I was harboring on this with the azimuth angles. How are you going to have an azimuth angle without having a plane?
You can't.
It's literally on the horizontal.
You can't. That's it. It's so simple. And I just hope audiences start picking up on it. I know they are already. It's been so effective already. Like I say, I've seen it with my own eyes, with people parroting this stuff. And to just go, no, it's just measured flat. We're basically repeating what the surveyor said. I'm not even joking. That's what they're doing. Like I say, that's why Bev was here. It's devastating to his not flat position, which is unique. I loved Adam's wordage for it. I had it as his unique selling point. No, it's his raison d'etre. Absolutely beautiful.
There is a point with regards to elevation angle that's being pimped as well, which will resonate, I think, with people that are saying that you're not referencing the Earth because you could use a bubble sextant. And at this point, fundamentally, we're attaining a level, and we're not using the Earth because we don't need to, because we're doing celestial navigation. But if I was doing terrestrial navigation, then even if I used a bubble sextant, I'd have to bring that height down. I would have to adjust, not dip correction, where I'm using the horizon to attain the level, but I would have to bring it down, okay, to the flat plane I would be navigating upon. Actually, there I make the adjustment. And this is why we're navigating and measuring the Earth.
I didn't know that. That's absolutely brilliant. So I know Flatzoid wants to get off, but I love it when I'm exposed to my own ignorance. So the bubble sextant, if you're making a terrestrial measurement of a lighthouse to navigate with it because it's a known point at a known height, you have to correct that established parallel with the ground if you were using a mariner sextant or a bubble sextant at sea with a star. But for a terrestrial elevation angle measurement, you have to correct that parallel to the ground line to the ground to have it correct to reference from zero. It makes so much sense. I didn't ever think about it. So
because the way you resolve that triangle isn't through celestial navigation. It's resolved through trigonometry. So ultimately, you've got to bring it down to the flat plane you're navigating on, that you're going to solve the triangle on, proving the surface is flat. It's not curved, because that's where you bring it down to. And the height above that flat plane you're navigating on is the height of the lighthouse. That's why the crow's nest is still important when you're on a ship, because you use both the stars at sea and lighthouses when you're close to rocks.
Yeah. But that's why they got the height. I think it's the height divided by the height divided by the distance 1.75 or something to get that, and that requires trigonometry, which requires flat Earth.
Sure, but it's not necessarily about the trig. It's more about the fact that there's a correction to the surface level that Adam's highlighted that I wasn't aware of. So, if you were to use a bubble sextant and you're using a star, because of Earth being flat and the line that you establish level being parallel to the ground, all horizontals are parallel with the ground. Well, then that principle means you don't have to do anything because of the way the stars behave. You go up in height and the stars will go with you effectively. That doesn't change the angle. So you don't need to make any correction. However, that was previously a get out for some of our globe believing brethren in regards to not needing dip correction. Therefore, well, let's not argue about it because it's devastating. Well, in this instance, it's not called dip. We'll have to find out what the term is. But there's a correction to surface level if you're going to be using a terrestrial item for celestial navigation, because it's at a known position with respect to a flat plane and its height when you measure its angle. So therefore, it has to be corrected downwards, even if you use a bubble. Awesome.
It's very true. I just love this joke. What do you call a guy with no arms and legs in a pool? Bob.
Yeah, no, that's actually quite sad. There was a Cork man that died recently. He was called Bob.
Bob?
Bob? Okay, guys, I just want to say thank you guys all for coming. It was a great stream. I think it was productive.
It was great. Awesome.
Appreciate you guys coming on. It was good to see you, Nathan, and Adam as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks guys for coming on.
You realize the guy died of old age, don't you?
Sorry?
He was from Cork. There was no way he was going to sink. He weren't a drown.
I'm getting hot. As you can see, I'm sweating like crazy. Okay. So yeah, thanks guys all for coming. I really appreciate everybody. You guys were awesome. Please hit the like, share the show if you haven't already. I appreciate everybody. Remember, sharing the show does get it out to a wider audience. So keep up the great work for the support. You guys rock. I'll see you guys all tomorrow for another epic stream. Cheers.
Good night.